Fantastic. Let me share my screen then with some slides. Jenna, do you want to take it away as our introducer?
Oh, definitely. Well, congratulations to everybody, and thank you for staying on to spend the next half an hour or so with us while we're going through some tips to how you can maximize your shortlist status. So just to give you a little bit of a background into who we are, I'm Jenna, Managing Director of Ambition. Hannah here is Head of Books and Professional Services. As Elliot kindly said, we have been the media partner for the Speak Awards for this is our second year. And we are a B2B public relations firm with a global roster of clients. We work with all sorts of clients across the world over the last sort of 15 years or so. And we specialise really in working with speakers, consultants, and authors. And we have two specialist divisions at the agency. One is around books and professional services, and the other focuses on business and technology. So we have a really broad spectrum across a load of different subject matter experts, really involved in lots of different stories and themes, and yeah, love the variety of what we do every day. And a number of those people that are working in there are you're also on the professional speaking circuit as well. So we get to see the best of both worlds.
And there's a lovely photo of us at last year's awards, I would like to say.
So what to expect in this session then? So again, we're going to keep this to about 30 minutes, short and sweet. It's going to be how to maximize your award list status. And what these are things that you can do kind of immediately. You can get off this call today and you can start making steps today. We know that with PR, sometimes you can start talking about things and it can get very overwhelming very quickly and you just don't know where to start. So what we've decided to do with this particular webinar is to really kind of, simplify it down into some very short steps that you guys can do to really help to elevate what you have achieved so far and just really optimize that window between now and the award ceremony. Obviously, there's plenty of things that you can do beyond that. We've talked before about kind of the legacy of awards and how, kind of impactful they can be in your profile going forward. But this is just about how you can really kind of maximize what's going on in the next few weeks, really. So we'll give you some actionable insights and then we'll give you an opportunity for questions at the end. Okay, so why does this session matter then? So, as the team have already said, you've beaten many others to get onto this shortlist. You're now the top entrants in your specific category, and you have that visibility and kudos. And yes, as we've all said, it's great to win these things, but even just being in that community and being in that shortlist has some real sort of powerful benefits as well. It's a real source of energy and excitement. I can already feel it in this call. I can see it in all the chat and the comments, just the real energy that comes from being in this space and being in all of the things that are happening over the next few weeks. There's a lot of engagement and support. I'm sure when you guys start announcing this online, you will just see how many people get behind you and share that. And it's a real wave of momentum that you can really kind of ride over the next few weeks and give yourself some real brand benefits from it. And there's, as I say, a huge amount of opportunities available to you, but it's what you do with them that's going to unlock those benefits. You can't just kind of sit back and wait for it all to happen. You've got to kind of take it and run with it. So looking at again where you are now really in terms of either this can be for speaking, but this can also be more broadly. So depending on what you resonate with most at the minute, thinking about where you are at the minute. So a lot of our work focuses on these three key pillars and our strategies are built around building credibility, visibility and influence. And we often find that people are somewhere around the outside and they've either got the credibility bit sorted, not quite on the influence, or the visibility's not there, but finding the way to get all of those three things perfect so that you're that star in the middle is what we call the speaker sweet spot. And when you can get to that point, you can create a lot of benefits from that. So on the next slide, we will just look through those. So yes, if you're in that middle, you can increase your bookings, you can charge higher fees. There's a much clearer positioning for who you are and what you stand for and what benefits you can bring to the audience. It opens a lot more doors for strategic partnerships. You build a super strong network around you. And of course, as while we're here, you get that industry recognition for the brilliant work that you are doing. So PR can really help to move you into that middle part so that you can take advantage of all of these things. So what we're going to look for on this call now, while I hand over to Hannah, is just the next kind of quick wins that you can do. So we're going to look at optimizing your LinkedIn profile. We're going to look at what you can do to refresh your website, how you can ignite that network around you, and then how you can amplify that with some PR. So I'll hand over to Hannah now.
Thank you. So I'll take you through some of these practical steps. And throughout these slides, we've got some examples from what previous shortlistees have done across their channels to make the most of this achievement. So if we start with your LinkedIn profile, we know in an age of AI fake experts that LinkedIn profiles are becoming even more important for showing who you are and what you do across a trusted platform. And it was something that came up quite a lot in the mini summit recently, that LinkedIn's are often a first port of call for someone who wants to evaluate what a speaker is all about, what it is they do, and the value that they bring. So, first things you can start to do are to think about what that LinkedIn banner is looking like. What logo could you add on? Could you incorporate the shortlist graphic so that immediately when someone lands on your page, they're seeing that credibility marker of the Speaker Awards? How can you update your headline to also reflect this new shortlist status that you've achieved? And obviously, you might then choose to update that again when hopefully you might be highly commended or become a winner. You want to also start to refresh that bio, referencing your shortlisting achievement. LinkedIn also has that featured links section where you might want to include a post on your website where you've talked about it. It might be the Speaker Awards website itself, or it might be a post that you do on social media, because if it gets lots of engagement, you can then also refer people back to that. And don't forget that dedicated awards and accolades section that's also on that LinkedIn profile. So again, you can start to list it. It gives that additional credibility markers that bookers, bureaus, people that are looking for their next speaker are going to want to see, and you want to draw their attention to it straight away. So if we look at a couple of examples, you can see on the slides here how one speaker has started to incorporate multiple wins, but also finalist status on their banner. Another has also chosen to create more of a logo that fits in with their brand. But again, it's something that adds that additional element of visibility and credibility to their profile. We've also got two speakers on the screen here that have also chosen to incorporate it into their headline as quite a primary point of credibility and primary point of reference for them. We also know that websites are a really key element of your whole speaker marketing package. So don't leave it to chance. Make sure that there's consistency between what you're doing on your LinkedIn profile, what you're doing on your website as well. So those logos and shortlist graphics could be incorporated onto that platform as well. That also includes updating that short and long bio that you might have to hand. I know that in previous sessions we've mentioned about having multiple bios depending on different audiences. Again, make sure there's consistency where you've mentioned that shortlist status. That might also include any one pages that you've got to. And don't just think about where you might put the graphic. There's a whole story attached to this shortlist status that we've already talked about today. It's a really valuable part of getting that emotional buy-in to your success and how people can see what's got you to this point, which we know was a really important element of the application as well. So you might choose to do a blog that features on your website where you reflect on your journey, why you chose to enter, what you're looking forward to doing at the July event, but that could also be a video. Putting together that one piece of content gives you an opportunity to break it down into a few different social media posts, or it might be included in a newsletter. But an investment in that one piece has multiple benefits across the channels that you've got available to you. And it adds that additional element of kudos beyond just I'm a shortlistee. It helps people to see what's got you to this point and also what you're looking forward to next. As we said, this is a real community feel to the Speaker Awards. So don't just kind of neglect the fact that there's lots of people around you that might be able to kind of support that success and drive that success along with you. To show you a couple of examples of how other speakers have started to leverage this on their website platforms, you might use the graphics that the Speaker Awards team are kindly going to provide you with and pop that on your website. Others have chosen to just start to weave it into their bio information in what feels like quite a natural point. Others have chosen to make it a real featured post on their website in their blog or their news section, or you might want to incorporate it into something more widely. If you do regular content, like a newsletter, it adds another piece of information to talk about and weave into that piece of content. We've already started to touch on network here, and we know that bureaus, bookers, all of those people that are involved in that process with you are really valuable connections. But we also know that they're quite time poor and they need that information in short, succinct, quick email or a quick call, as we've discussed previously. So let those people know that represent you, but give them exactly what information that they're going to need to weave into that and update their database in a really short and succinct point of contact. You might also use this as an opportunity to reconnect with past clients, prospects, event organizers, maybe people in your network that perhaps didn't engage with you at the time or buy from you at that point, but it might be that sweetener that they need to remember who you are and what you're about and what it is the value that you bring. We've started to touch a little bit on newsletters, but emailing your network while the momentum is high, while the engagement is happening, is a really valuable opportunity to start to show your network the next update and things that are happening for you. You might want to look for new introductions from some of those other speakers or people involved with the community, start those conversations, and explore the connections that the Speaker Awards community can give you. We've already reinforced quite a lot today just how important this community feel is, and it's not all about competition in this space. How can we help to leverage and maximize each other's success? There might be other platforms that people have access to, or there might be ways that they can help and uplift each other. So take a look at who else has been shortlisted, who else is in the community. That might also be past winners, judges, everyone in kind of that Speaker Awards alumni. See what else they've been doing, and there might be other ways that you can replicate some of that success too. To give you a couple of examples of that, some speaker bureaus and bookers and people that represent you as well, agents, might also want to amplify that success. It looks great for them when their speakers have been shortlisted. They might also update your listing on their agency profiles as well. And also share the expertise of others in your category. You might want to do posts that also amplify the breadth of expertise that's featured in the category or others that you know that have also been successful. As part of the PR strategy that you might start to adopt as a shortlistee, we're going to send across some shortlist pack that will help you to be able to maximize it. That'll include a template local press release that you might want to start to send out to your local media and online media to start to introduce you for radio, TV interviews. They might feature it, or they might just get you on the radar for things that might be happening in the world that you can offer some commentary or some thoughts on. You might also, again, want to look into your network for potential podcasts, guest blogging, thought leadership opportunities. The fact that you've been shortlisted now on the topic that you talk about and that you speak about gives that extra level of this is really important right now. The judges have recognized how valuable my content is and how valuable my delivery is. So that might give an additional sweetener for those podcasters or producers to speak to you right now. It's also important to plan what social media content you are going to do. Obviously, you're going to do that immediate shortlist post, get it out there, let everyone know. But what's the timeline going to look like between now and the ceremony? And we're also going to send over, as part of that shortlist pack, some example social media posts that might get you started in thinking about what that social media strategy is going to look like. So if we look at a couple of PR examples, there's a couple on the screen here of people that have really leveraged that shortlist status to secure some additional visibility in those local media outlets for them. And then in terms of social media, I've popped a few examples on the slide because I think it can feel a bit like, how do I talk about this without feeling that overwhelming sense of, oh my goodness, I don't want to just talk about myself, and it can be really uncomfortable to start to say, hello, I've started to be shortlisted for an award. What do I do next with this? So how can we kind of link it into the wider story and what it is that you bring? So you might choose to do more of an article where, again, you delve into the backstory, you delve into the achievement. You might just choose to do something that talks about your content and what it is that you bring to the table and the value, how that felt. But you also might want to start to think about what posts are you going to do on the night? What posts are you going to do after the fact? Who have you met? What it is that you've learned across this journey. As we've said, the value from these awards isn't just in the shortlisting or highly commended or win. It's in what you've learned about yourself. What has it taught you about this journey? What has it taught you about you as a speaker and your value that you bring? So it might be a really important turning point for what your content looks like in the future. I'm going to hand over to Jenna now, who's going to think more about what this looks like over the longer period of time between now and the awards.
Definitely. And just to go back to the social media point that Hannah just raised there, really do soak up and enjoy that announcement post that you will make,
Mhm.
because time and time again we see that those kind of announcements get the by far the most engagement, the most shares, the most visibility.
Yeah.
So that initial announcement that you make about the award will be that. That shortlisting will be a really kind of big opportunity for you to make a splash and start to
Mhm.
see some of the power of what your network can do for you over the next few weeks. But as we say, there can be that big announcement, that big kind of immediate kind of feel, and then everything maybe dies down a bit, and then you think, oh, okay, I've said that, what can I do? And actually, as we've said, it's really important to maintain that momentum over the next few weeks. You've got a really nice little window now between now and the award ceremony where you can start to plan how you talk about different aspects of what you're doing, how you leverage each thing that you get, each win, each media mention, each podcast opportunity, each new connection. Everything should cascade into a bigger kind of vision for you. So have a think about what you want to achieve, and what kind of things you can move yourself forward in over the next few weeks, and how being part of this kind of Speaker Award shortlist will help you to do that. So it's about being consistent in terms of what you're doing from announcement through to ceremony. So again, with the social media plan, just think about how you're going to talk about that, at sections over the next few weeks, what kind of things you can bring into that, how you can engage and collaborate with your fellow shortlistees. You've got all these people here now who have got podcasts, they've got databases, they've got connections, they've probably connected to somebody that you've been trying to speak to for a long time. So use these next few weeks to really make the most of the community that you're involved in, not just for now, but those sort of long-term and future relationships as well. And it's about creating that strategic PR approach. So leveraging that shortlisting opportunity to really give a reason to speak to people and go back to local media or to other kind of events or all sorts of things, or even speaker bureaus that maybe you've spoken to before. You can use this as an opportunity to give them something new and a reason to speak. And that's often what PR can do, is it gives you that impetus, that now, that reason why somebody should actually take notice of you now. So make the most of it and use all of the assets that you've got to help you really kind of succeed over the next few weeks.
And if we just had to summarize that up into four key points, own that achievement. As I say, it can feel a little uncomfortable sometimes to start to come out and say, I've earned this. This is something that's the next milestone on my journey. It's going to level me up. But be proud, be loud about it. It's something that's really joyous and important to celebrate. Take it in. Feed it. So invest that time, energy, and focus. If you just started to do those key practical points that we started to mention, including your LinkedIn website updates, profile updates, that will start to seed it out there. People will then start to know that you're achieving new levels, you're achieving new heights with your speaking, and run with it. Embrace that snowball effect that Jenna started to mention. It's that consistency and how you weave it into the wider narrative that's going to start to snowball that success and build on it. So think more long term about the content that you've got out there. It can be overwhelming to start to think, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? What should I do next? But if you start to think about one key piece, so perhaps you wrote a blog or recorded a video where you talked about the journey that brought you to this point, there are lots of ways that you can start to slice and dice that into short form content, longer form pieces. If you record it as a video, then you might have kind of shorts to use and you can download a transcript for that. LinkedIn, website. There's lots of ways that you can use one key action to start to build out a longer term strategy. So don't feel overwhelmed, kind of take a step back and know what's going to resonate with your particular audience the most. So that kind of brings us to the end of the session. Hopefully, we've given you some key takeaways, key practical points, and some inspiration for what you can do with this. But I don't know if there are any questions. Elliot or Lavelda Simone might be able to kind of field anything that's in the chat.
Lavelda, have you been keeping an eye? I've kind of been bouncing backwards and forwards.
Mhm.
Any questions? You feel free to, you're all speakers. So if you
No
want to unmute
questions
yourself.
as yet have
Okay, that's
jumped
fine.
into the chat, but if you've got any questions, we'd love to have them. We'd love to hear them. Do you feel if you've got questions for Hannah and Jenna, if you've got questions about the awards ceremony, how it works, we're happy to answer any of the above. Well, Nick, we'll see you there.
Yes, we will.
Or if you've got
Congratulations.
if any questions come to mind, feel free to ping them over on LinkedIn or via email. If you scan the QR codes that are in our background, that'll take you to contact details and things like that if there are any questions.
Fantastic. We'll give you people saying they've got their tickets and they can't wait to see us there. And we're really excited to see you. Carol, you've got a question. Oh, we can't hear you for some reason. Is it just me?
No, I can't either.
Carol, we can't hear you, sweetheart.
Nope, it's still not coming through at the moment.
Oh no. Do an interpretive dance of your question.
She's going to write, I think Hannah's going to
Can
write.
you type it into the chat
Yeah.
for us
There we
then?
Yeah.
go.
We're happy to answer it. Sorry that
Thanks,
we can't hear you at
Joanna.
the moment.
See you soon.
The name of the venue is the Royal Leonardo Hotel, St. Paul's. It's on the website as well. So it's the Royal Leonardo Hotel. Joanna says, thanks for your time. She's heading out. Who was it? Laura Penn, Dr. Laura Penn said, wonderful content. Thanks so much. Happy to be shortlisted. It was so practical. I really appreciate that it was there's some really practical things. And I've seen some people in the chat saying, I've gone and made this change already, and I've gone and updated this
Oh.
already. That's really fabulous. Is the logo in the pack? Our logo, I don't think is currently in the pack, but I can get it added to the pack. If it isn't in the pack that goes out today, we'll add it to the email that we send out with the Ambition PR training. So we'll make sure
Yeah.
that we get a copy of our logo out to you as well.
And you will get a copy of the slides alongside. There'll be a recorded version, I think, if I'm right, Lavelda, but we'll also send the slides as well on its own.
We're recording this, so you'll get
Ah.
this as a recording, as well as the slides. That will probably come to you on Monday. So that we don't overwhelm your inbox with both things. See, this is why it's good to stay for both parts of it, because then you've got it all to do.
And then we get accused of
My
spamming.
question is saying shortlisted the same as saying finalist. We are happy with you saying shortlisted or finalist. Please don't use the term nominated, because you weren't nominated for anything. You nominated yourself, and you're either shortlisted or you're a finalist. Either of those terms we're very happy for you to use, but please we recommend do not use the term nominated. It has this connotation that somebody voted for you, and that's absolutely not what's happened in this case. So either of those is absolutely fine. Holly said not shortlisted, but giving you some great ideas. That's why we say this is open for you, whether you're shortlisted or not. There's lots of really good tips in there that you can take away that are really practical to kind of just go back and look at your LinkedIn, think about how you're positioning yourself and that sort of stuff as well. And there's stories in it either side, whether you were shortlisted or you weren't shortlisted, sharing that you put yourself forward and what that journey's been for you as well. I know that there are speakers out there who, hand on heart, would never enter these awards because it's hard. It's hard to enter, put yourself forward, because you might get through and be shortlisted, or you may not. And some people know they're just emotionally not going to be able to handle that there is a possibility that it might not work out. And that you've been brave enough to put yourself forward, regardless of where it landed, I think is incredible. Because I don't know that, I'll be genuinely honest, I don't know that I could do it. Genuinely don't know if I could do it. There's a part of me that's kind of happy on this side that I can't apply for best host because I'd want to, but I don't know if I'd be able to deal. I think
I did a speaking competition with Lovelda years ago, and she kicked my arse. We didn't talk. We didn't talk for. I mean, I didn't talk to her for about a week. So just how sore and bruised I was inside because she was better than me. So, and this is a domestic thing. So not even that.
Um, So I mean, we say that because we've been the other side of it. You know, win, lose, or draw. It's hard. It's hard, and it's perfectly human to feel a, you know, to need to take a beat. Let's just put it that way. It's perfectly human to need to take a beat, and it's also perfectly human to go out and celebrate if you're on the other side of the fence. But either way, we wrap our arms around you and
Hmm.
we congratulate you. There was a question to say, do we need to get a summit ticket and an awards dinner ticket or just one? If you've been shortlisted, awards dinner ticket. And we then say to you, well, if you're coming to the awards in the evening and you can make it for the summit in the day, we'd strongly encourage you to consider coming to both. It's a really beautiful experience to kind of be with people during the day and then stay with some of them, on with some of them in the evening, kind of connect with people and really embed yourself in the community if your calendar and schedule allows it. Do you have to get both? No. Do we encourage you to get both? Yes. So
And
it's
I
not
guess the,
it's
the
not
majority of
necessarily.
people do that. The majority of people they come to both. Because anyway, it's a day out. So it's
I
like
have a question.
come in the evening and then spend all day with the community. So that's what the
I,
majority of people do.
I have a question.
Go on.
Simone, have you forgiven Lavalda yet for kicking your butt?
I have to. I see her every day. I can't be that sore. It would have ruined my marriage. So
Doesn't
yes,
sound like you've forgiven her, but
no,
anyway.
no, I've forgiven her. I've forgiven her. She
Let's just
deserved it.
say it was a very awkward dinner immediately after that. I'm kind of like,
And that
woohoo,
was
but I
not the
can't be
only
like,
way. And that
woohoo.
was not the only time. She kicked my arse also in a pitching competition that we did another time.
We
That's
no
the,
longer enter the same competition. So let's just put it that way. There's a rule in our house that we no longer enter the same competitions. Um, were there any other questions that are in here? Jade, my heart goes out to you, gorgeous. Well done for applying.
Yeah, well
Be
done.
kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Congratulations. Like I said, I couldn't have done it. I'll be honest. I'm genuinely going to be honest. I don't know that I could. I genuinely don't know that I could have done it. So my heart is really there with everybody who's shortlisted and everybody who applied because
Yeah.
it's a big thing. It takes courage. It takes a lot of bravery to even throw your hat into the ring. So I want to honor that as throwing your hat in and encourage you to not cut yourself off now. And if you can come into the room and be there in the love of it, honestly, it's such a beautiful space. Win, lose, or draw, everybody's just there celebrating each other. So, if you can get to that place and join us, we'd love to have you there.
So Laura's asking,
Laura's
sorry, I thought
asking
you
what
finished. I
happens.
didn't mean to interrupt.
That's
Sorry.
okay. What happens now with the shortlist people? Do the judges have another go at applications? Oh, the judges have a call. They're in round 2 of judging. So round 2 of judging opens on Tuesday, and they have just over a week to get together and look at the shortlist and unanimously decide on who's the winner and who are the highly commended for each category. So they will now have visibility of how the others have scored, what the average scores have been, not exactly what everybody got scored, but what the average scores were and who shortlisted who. We kind of make that visible to them now. And they now have to fight their cases to say, I feel like this one should go through. I kind of want to be a fly on the wall in that. I genuinely have no idea how those calls go, but I know some of them are quite tight. Last year we got a request that went, can we have 3 highly commended? To which we said, no, we hate your job. We don't want to do it. So I know they struggled last year, and there's a lot of back and forth. I guess some of the calls are really short, and others, they've got to come back with their notes. And the good news is that you can rest assured that the judges really did look at your application. We had some coming back saying, I've had to go back and watch these 2 times. I've had to go back and watch it 3 times. So they really, really did think about it. And I think if I'm going to win or I'm going to lose, I want to know at least that the process was robust. I want to know that I went through a process and my application just wasn't as good as the others on the day. And I can take that hit. It's still hard, but I could take that, right? Versus it wasn't even fair in the first place, right? So we really do our best to make sure it's the merit of your application that's gotten you through. And at the same time, I keep saying it is genuinely so tight. Sometimes it's not even a whole point between some of the shortlisted applicants and some of the people who missed the shortlist. It could have literally been by 1 or 2 points, right? It's that close. So you're in amongst an incredible group of people. Well, you found a tribe of really awesome people who take their job really seriously, and well done for putting yourself forward. Honestly, I know I keep saying it. be kind to yourself, and celebrate one way or the other. Either go away and celebrate that you had the strength and the courage to put yourself forward, or celebrate that you've been shortlisted. And either way, our love goes with you. Let's see if there aren't any other questions or any questions in here. Elliot, do you have any? Firstly, sorry, Hannah and Jenna, did you have any closing words that you wanted to share with people?
Go on, are you going to go, Jenna?
No, I was going to say.
Oh no, I was just going to echo really everything that you just said, Lavelda. I think that there is such a community feel to this and support, and it's a really valuable space to, as you said, be kind to yourself, take in the news and start thinking, as we said, what could I do differently and add to that next time to see what might be in store for me next year. Definitely don't just think of this as a 1 year opportunity. Get ready for 2027.
Definitely. And I would just say enjoy it. I've said this in previous sessions that we've done, like PR side of things, it can be fun, it can be enjoyable, like really enjoy your achievements, and you don't always take that time to step back and
Yeah.
just be in your success, and PR really kind of gives you permission to do that. So over the next few weeks, really just enjoy it, own it, be part of it, and just have the best time.
And looking forward to meeting many of you in July. We'll be hosting a session to aid collaboration and networking across the community. So if there are people that you might want to connect with or think about how you might want to think about driving connections in a different way, then come and join us in July.
Fantastic. Thank you both so much. Really appreciate you, Hannah and Jenna from Ambition PR. They'll be at the summit and you'll be able to meet them at the awards as well. Great group of people at Ambition PR, and they really do their best to push out your successes as well. So
I mean, where did it
understand
go?
the stuff that we're doing.
Where did we get featured? Where did you get us featured? Which publications did you get us featured
Oh,
in?
there was a few. Well, Elliot was
Many.
featured in Forbes last year, Entrepreneur UK. This is giving, it's hard, isn't it, to talk about your own success?
No, exactly. I mean, like you guys are brilliant.
PRing
Like,
Yeah,
ourselves.
really
so we
good.
got Forbes. What else you got?
Entrepreneur UK featured
Entre-
Elliot as well. There was a few kind of press release publications, lots of kind of interesting bits and
Yeah.
pieces to talk about the awards.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for my invite to be a judge on Britain's Got Talent.
No.
I think
it's
you do a
pending.
fantastic job.
I'm awaiting.
I'm wa-
Fantastic. Thank you, ladies, so much. Elliot, to wrap up, any final words?
No, I think it's all been said. Go out, back yourselves, regardless of where you landed today. Keep going, keep making a difference, and that's what really matters. And we've got you. Be part of this community. Join in regardless. And thank you for being a part of this. You know, you are a part of this. So thank you.
Have
Is
a
Dom called
wonderful.
Alex Atherton? Yeah, you just changed it. I was like, that is not Alex Atherton.
I couldn't find my link, which is why I've only just joined. And I pinged
Ah,
Alex a message to say, did he have one? And apparently he
At the
did.
same
So
time.
that's why I brought it in me in as him.
I was very confused for a second.
All right.
Thank you so much all for being
Thanks
part
for
of this.
joining.
And we'll
Enjoy
see you all
your
soon.
weekend. Congratulations. Congratulations to everybody.
Go
Lots
enjoy
of
the
love,
sun.
biggest of our heart. Mwah. Take care, folks.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
It's hot, hot, hot. Woo. I better stop recording.